Howdy folks! We are getting dangerously close to putting this engine into that car. But there's a thing we need to do first, and it has to do with the fuel system. We have a look at the back of this big beautiful car. We are going to see a filler neck right there. Now if we follow that fuel neck down, we're going to find a fuel tank. And it is, obviously and unfortunately, very metal. Now if you haven't ever dealt with a metal tank that's been abandoned for a long time in an old car, you'll soon find out a problem. And that is, they get full of rust and plugs up your fuel filter and it plugs up the carburetor and it leaves you stranded on the side of the road. It's all bad things. Honestly, we should probably be yanking the tank and, sending it to be coated or something, but instead we have a totally different plan, and that is we're going to use this air gun, which has a rag wrapped around it. We're going to stuff it in there, put a little air pressure to it, and we'll just see what comes out the other end. And hopefully something does. Here's the actual setup. We've got our gun loosely but securely sort of tied in there with the rag wrapped around it, so it's sort of halfway sealed against there. You probably don't want a perfect seal on that because it could make the tank get bigger. So if it's a little bit leaky, that's for the best. Now we're going to take a zip tie, just move it up the throttle here. So we're moving just a little bit of air there. You don't need a bunch. Bear in mind that tank is not supposed to be pressurized. So, we know our gas line's open, so as long as it's actually open and not plugged off, then we don't have to worry too much about, things getting... I should just go check it. Well, nothing is coming out yet. A little more air pressure maybe. Hey, we've got air coming out. Can you hear it? Now what that means is one of two things. Either it is completely empty of fuel, and that's why air was coming out, or the tube that's supposed to suck the fuel up and send it towards the carburetor is broken off, and there's just air there. We won't know that yet, but, that's a drop the tank situation. So as far as we're concerned, we've done what we can do. And maybe empty's better than, I don't know. It's probably not good. It's probably gonna be an issue, but we'll figure it out. Sure is a cool looking car, isn't it? Now just to make our lives a little easier, we've also gone ahead, taken this factory flex line off, and built a new one with a fuel filter. Don't worry too much, because I already had the fuel filter in stock, so I didn't have to spend money on it. Which means we're still only at $28 for the ignition. I did, in the last episode, realize though that I spent $14 on silicone, so it's getting kind of pricey. But that being said, I only used about 1/8 of a tube of the silicone, so I don't think I should charge full price. Now since we're here and we're looking at it, this rotor is, well, it's been better, This piece has just sort of seen better days. We're not so rich that we're going to replace it, but we do have the one off the other engine, and it's, marginally better. Not good, but, marginally better. Now you'll notice I've taken this apart. The guy was looking and thought, boy, these look loose. And then he looked at his bushings and saw, hey, that's like a one-sided kind of bushing. That's not what we want. So I'm going to take the ones off the other distributor, and hopefully they're better. Also, these springs are really heavy. We've got a light set of springs. Ooh, we got a light set of springs too, so we'll put light springs in it. Now, what light springs in a distributor does, in case you're wondering, is it puts all your advance in faster. That means more power now. That's what we want, is more power now. It's probably so laggy it won't matter, but regardless, we're going to do what we can here since we got a light set of springs and hopefully better bushings. Now, we do have bushings here, but I don't know if we can get them off or not. We'll try. Well, that's a big fat fail. These pins are steel. The other pins are a different diameter and have a plastic bushing. So that's not meant to be changed. Well, we're not totally happy with our solution. We just put it back together with the old worn out bushings and the old worn out weights and the light springs. And, well, that's going to have to do for now until I get a new set of bushings at least. And I don't know when that'll be, but, like, we'll put it on the list. Maybe I'll just change distributors, then I won't have to buy anything. But that's, like, not a tonight deal. That's, like, a different night deal. Right now, I want to get this engine into the car, because I think it's going to be a disaster. So we're going to focus on that right now. I'll be honest with you guys. This isn't the easiest shop I've ever worked in, but it sure beats outside, especially last couple days. It's been real chilly. Oh, don't go down there. Want to see something neat and kind of vintage? Right here. These are neat and kind of vintage. Now we got these, like, I don't know, a year ago from Mike Barkley at Barkley Belt. And it just so happens, he was like, I don't know, they've been on the shelf forever at my work. They said they don't need them anymore. And then he realized he didn't need them either. So I was like, wow, I like free stuff. And there they are, just like new, but really old. Plugs are in and the wires are on. Now the wires, that situation is not great because this is a upsy downsy up manifold and the other one was not. The spark plug wires that are from the car that match this manifold have been so badly eaten by mice. I don't think that's gonna fly. So we're gonna have to rummage around for some spark plug wires, but I think we can come up with a set, or at least part of a set. We can mix and match until we get wires that conduct sparks and we won't have to spend any money. Let's finally get this into the place where it goes. Now you may recall last time I had some difficulty getting this in because, well, I'm just sort of maxed out for extension here. And then the back end came off the ground, but this time we've solved that problem by giving it some counterweight that doesn't involve me being the counterweight. So that'll be good. This is all happening pretty fast, you know? That's the thing about trying to do shorts and regular videos at the same time. Sometimes you film for one and forget the other. And you don't want to recycle the footage because that just sort of seems lazy, so yeah, sometimes you miss things. But that's just the way it is, I guess. So everything is the way it is. Did my wiring harness fall? Yeah, of course it did. You jerk. You're such a jerk. We broke our heater hose off, so that's too bad. But at least it broke at the silly vacuum valve that wouldn't have worked anyways, so whatever. It'll just be full hot or full cold when we're done. How's this doing? You're still a long ways away. Not great. Not great. Getting onto the motor mount bolts and into the transmission at the same time? That seems pretty unlikely, doesn't it? Why are you so off to one side, pray tell? Oops, missed. Why can't I see this motor mount? We're making headway here, fellas and ladies. We are getting somewhere. I'm not saying we're getting in the right place, but we are getting somewhere. Where's my light? It's gone. Oops. Up with the hoist a little bit, maybe. Level it out a bit. More like that. That's pretty not bad. Alright. Let's see if it'll go down nice. Oops. I think that was too far. Hello, kitty. Hi. How are you doing, Cher? Hi. Nice kitty. Oh, yeah. Who's a good kitty? Who's a good mouser kitty? Yeah. You got him, didn't you? It was you who got him. Now we have no mices, eh? Good kitty.